What's up, people? Welcome to GPSnakes Presents Under 1,000 Podcast. Yes, Under 1,000 Podcast is a podcast I do live on YouTube where I talk to another reptile YouTuber and we get to know them a little better, introducing them to my audience, and I also get introduced to their subscribers. And we also get a chance for me to talk to other people because I am an introvert and it helps me trying to talk to people. So that's why I love it. And I call it Under 1,000 because I try to interview people under 1,000 on under 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But I have been branching out, talking to people over 1,000 so we can learn how you get over 1,000 as well. So with that out the way, before we introduce our guests, I have a video coming up tomorrow. Is going to be a season update of what's going on with my babies and the snakes I've laid and what snakes I have still to lay. So look out for that. Also, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you can, go hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, share the channel to somebody else and tell them to subscribe so we can hit that 1,000 subscribers. Really trying to get there. Really appreciate all your help to help me get there. And we're doing a giveaway for a VPI Xanthic spinner, 50% pos het pied male coming from Royal Business Reptiles. Go check out their Instagram and tell them to start a YouTube. I've been trying to get them to start one. Maybe if you guys go tell them they'll start one and we can get them on this podcast as well. But yeah, go ahead and get us to 1,000. And that's the giveaway we're going to do for that snake. Also, one more thing, we're going to go ahead and say thank you to our, well, we actually got a comment. Let's see. Royal Business Reptiles, the first one in. What's up? What's up? I'm still trying to get you to start a channel, you and your little man, so we're going to do it, okay? But we're going to go ahead and first say thank you to our sponsor this week for this episode. A.N.T. Exotics. Yes, A.N.T. Exotics are three friends that decided, hey, we want to breed ball pythons together. And they did it. They got ball pythons. They all got them all at one guy's house, and they're breeding. They're slowly developing their collection. They had their first 2 clutches already, and they actually have some more clutches coming this season. They're on Facebook and Instagram. We're trying to get them on YouTube, too. So keep telling them to start a YouTube channel. Want to say thank you for sponsoring this episode. Go check them out. All their links are in the description below, and you can go follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Let them know I sent you and tell them to start a YouTube channel. Thanks again, guys. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our guest this week.
Nice.
Right. I think it played. It might have played. I can see my signal is acting up. So it played for you guys. I didn't hear it. All right. This is our guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
All right. What's up, everyone? My name is Jason. I'm Jason Abraham. My friends call me Abe. You know, it's been a nickname of mine since I was like 6 years old. My oldest, closest friends call me Abe. So I thought it would be cool to kind of factor that into the business name. You know, I didn't know anyone else that had anything Abe in it, you know, and you got to kind of stand out. So I was like, all right, I'm going to roll with this, you know. So Jason Abraham, Abe's Exotic Reptiles. I'm in the northern suburbs of Chicago, almost at the Wisconsin border. Right next to Six Flags Great America in Gurnee. So if you know the northwest suburbs of Chicago, that's where I'm at. Sitting out back right now, chilling, and I'm just happy to be talking to you, man.
Thanks for coming on. I was going to ask you why you named your company Abe Exotic Reptiles, and you just explained it, which makes perfect sense.
People don't make the connection sometimes. It's kind of funny. Like people are like, "What's the deal? Why is your business Abe's Exotic Reptiles, but your name's Jason? Like, what's up with that?" And I'm like, "Well, Abraham is my last name. My friends, when I was real young, started calling me Abe just for short, and it stuck. So, like, my oldest, closest friends call me Abe. You know what I mean? Like, people I work with at work call me Jason. You know what I mean? But my friends, they call me Abe. You know, and they have forever. So." I like when people call me Abe because it reminds me of my friends growing up. You know what I mean? So I figured that would be cool to kind of tie in with the business.
That's really cool. Make it personal, and it has a story behind it. That's what people love. People love that. I love it.
Yep.
So thanks for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna hit some of these comments right quick. Pipeline Pythons. Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming through. We're also trying to get him to start a YouTube channel too.
He's a good dude. I like Justin. I haven't met him, but I have seen him virtually. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I know he's friends with Nazar from Madison Reptiles, who's a good buddy of mine. And I like him. You know, I've talked to Justin. I've texted a little bit with him in Instant Messenger. He's a super cool guy, man. He should do a YouTube channel because he's got some badass animals.
He's got such good looking stuff. And I'm like, hey, you got to do a YouTube. So we're working on it. I'm trying to help guide him down that path to doing one. Just me and my boss. What's up? He's gonna have a YouTube very soon. That's one of my friends. I've been talking to him, trying to get him started. He's going to have a YouTube. I think he's actually shooting his first 2 videos today. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Thanks for coming through. Wiz Constrictors. You might know Wiz Constrictor Reptiles because he's close to you, is he?
He's in Kenosha.
Okay, okay.
But I saw him in Schaumburg at Tinley at NARBC. I've seen him at the Tour Fest show up in Sturtevant. I've run into him there, and he's super cool, man. He's a great dude. I like him. He's real chill.
Okay. Thanks for coming through, Wiz. Angel, another person I'm trying to get to start a YouTube channel. Angel's been doing this for quite a while. He's been breeding ball pythons for quite a while. I'm trying to get him to start a YouTube channel, too. I've been talking to him lately. We've been connecting. He's real good. This whole podcast has opened up me being able to talk to so many more people and get involved more in the community, and I love it. I love it to death. It is amazing.
Yep.
Oh, it's amazing. Legacy Dragons, thanks for coming through. What's up? Ridiculous Reptiles. Hey, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you coming through. So yeah, just trying to get through some of the everyone wants me to do. You should. You produce. You're about to. I'm not going to give it, maybe this is not for everybody known, but you about to produce visual triple recessives very soon, and that is amazing. People need to see that. 100%.
Yep.
Oh, true, but not true. But I know how you feel. Yeah, I'm trying to get Royal Business Reptiles to start a YouTube. I'm an advocate for YouTube. I am a very good advocate for YouTube.
Yeah, I know you are.
Because I think it's a great way to let people know about you and get to see you and help build your brand and let people see your animals. And it's a great way to get involved in the community. So.
Yep. And, I think people are just nervous. People are nervous to put themselves out there, and show their face on camera. And if they haven't done it before, and like I was talking to you about a little bit ago, like, my buddy Nazar, from Madison Reptiles, he's the dude who actually pushed me. He's like, you got to do a YouTube video, man. He's like, you got a personality for it. Like he kept pushing me, and I was like, nah, I don't like putting myself out there. I don't want to show off my snakes. Like, I'm kind of private. I'm like, I'll put my snakes on Morph Market when they're ready to sell them. That's what I'll do. But he kept telling, and I was watching his videos, and I learned a lot from him. And he came over and he shot a video at my house, and we kind of went through that process. So I watched him shoot a video for his YouTube channel, but he did it in my room, in my reptile room. So I watched all the angles, I watched the audio, how he dialed in all the lighting, and I watched him just set it up. And I was like, okay, I can do this. This doesn't look that tough. And after spending a whole day shooting a video, he put something out on his channel. And once I saw the finished product, I was like, man, this is awesome. But that broke the ice for me, was being on somebody else's channel. You know what I mean? Going live with him, and so it worked out really cool, man. He just he brought me on, and he showed me the way, and then I started putting out a couple videos, and I only have 4 or 5, I think, on YouTube. I'm just kind of starting to roll with it, but I love it, man. It's just making the time to do it, and I got to be more dedicated to it. You know what I mean? I'm just that's the thing. But I'm telling you what, the first time I was moving forward to click, upload and publish, to hit publish and publish that first video. I remember I was scared to death. I was like, oh, here I go. Like, everyone's going to see me on YouTube here. Boom. And once I hit that button, you know, like all the nervous, once I actually hit publish, all the anxiety and nervousness went away. I was kind of like, all right, now it's done. My first video is up out there. I'm just going to let this thing roll and see what happens. And you know what?
Exactly.
People responded, people liked it. And, you know, I've done a few more since then, but I got to stick with it. I got to get back on track with it. I've just been busy with life and work. You know how it is.
Yep. Life comes in and kind of says, hey, slow down. I know you like doing this, but you got some other stuff to do before you do that.
Yeah.
Pike has been Pike has been building in the shadows. Now it's time to come into the light. Start social media. Yes, social media is key nowadays. It definitely is key. For even modest growth is key. It's not necessary, but it does help a lot. I won't say it's necessary because there's still guys out there that don't use any social media and still sell their snakes every time. But social media does help. It helps push your brand, push your animals, and let people get comfortable with you. Like, you're not really selling your animals all the time. Sometimes you're selling people on you to make them feel comfortable buying something from you.
Yep.
And social media helps with that.
I agree.
Anna, what's up? What's up? Thanks for coming through. Don't even trip about getting monetized. Just have fun with it. Yes. At first, I was very dedicated at trying to get monetized. Very dedicated. And then I just started having fun shooting videos. I like talking in front of the camera. I just had fun with that. Even though I'm an introvert, people don't realize this about me. I don't like crowds. I don't like to be around a lot of people. I know how to talk to people and socialize, but I'm not a fan of. I'm very cool with just being at home by myself or with my kids. I'm very comfortable with that.
I think COVID made us all professionals at staying at home and chilling and being locked up.
Very did.
Yeah.
Very much so did. Celtic Boss, thanks for coming through. Hey, how you doing? Being seen and criticized by, I get it. It's hard to be criticized, and that is a hurdle you have to get over. I go with the mentality of, hey, everybody's not gonna like me, but some people will like me, and ultimately somebody might learn something from me. And that might make them either a better keeper or a better person too. That's what I like to think. I try to think about the positives of putting stuff out instead of the negatives, which I do in my life all the time. I'm always worried about the negative in my life. But when I post videos, I always think about the positive and see what people like.
Yep.
So we got through all the comments. Wait, what did it post? What was the community?
I'm working on it, Justin. I'm working on a new video.
Oh yeah. So well, let's get to the first question, and then we'll come back to what your next video is going to be.
All right.
First question: how long have you had your YouTube channel?
Okay, so like technically, I made it a channel like a year and a half ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. And I was like, all right, I'm going to put out a video, but I didn't. I created the channel. I put up a banner, you know what I mean, and everything. And I sat on it for like 8 months until I put up my first video. So I put up my first video like in like January or February of this year, I think. Okay. Yeah, it was this year. January or February was my first ever. And so I've had it for a year and a half or 2 years, but just used it for the first time this year in January because I was scared. Like I was saying, I was scared to upload that video or make the video, you know. And I was like, even though I've been in this game a long time, I was like, you know, I don't want to be one of these guys that's out there putting out information when they've been doing this for 3 months, you know, trying to guide people and give them information and help bring them along. Like to me, you know, a lot of people start with YouTube and they start advertising themselves and branding and all that, but they haven't done anything. Like they haven't hatched an egg. Nothing. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to be sure that I have eggs under my belt, that I, like, even though I've been doing this a long time, I wanted to be sure that I was comfortable and confident and ready to do it, and that I had a lot of content to talk about that brought value. You know what I mean? You know, so I got turned off by these people I saw that were brand new, that were social media and blowing themselves up, but had but they had been keepers for 3 months. And I mean, I was like,
Yeah.
how could I even consider watching this channel? This person knows nothing. I've been doing it for 20 years longer than them. They just have a big social media presence, you know? And so now I've learned but now I've learned that social media is necessary to make this all work.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do your thing on Instagram. You got to do your thing on YouTube. So I've been trying to deal with the YouTube videos, you know, getting them out fairly often, but I'm not great about it. I'm not, you know, like you and I were talking about earlier. I need to be more.
It's definitely something that you kind of have to work with a schedule with. That's when I really started to take it seriously. I scheduled a certain day I would put out videos.
Yep.
So I had a deadline and a time that I needed to get to it, which I'm crunching the deadline most of the times. I'm either shooting the video that day, editing that day, and posting that day.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean,
it still helps
that you're planning and scheduled everything out, because you reached out to me like a month ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, man, I want to have you on a live on YouTube. I think it would be cool. I'm thinking about these dates in August. And this might have even been June. And I was like, man, he's looking at booking me out like a month from now. Like, he's busy and he's scheduling this all out, but I like it. Like,
this is the most organized I have been with this whole Under 1,000 pod. Is the most organized I've been in my YouTube career. I usually, just because it kind of took off and people wanted to do the show, I had got so many people booked, and I was like, oh, I'm booked like 2 months in advance, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to be on top of this now. I have to pay attention. So hopefully this funnels into my other videos and makes me more organized in those. But yeah, it's definitely something I wanted to say. So what you said about being scared when you started a channel, being scared, my advice I usually tell people is your first few videos, you don't even have to be on camera. Just show your animals and talk. Just show your animals and talk until you get comfortable being on camera. Top Moon Reptiles, he is one of the people. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. He is one of the people I have talked to and got him to do YouTube channels, and he didn't want to do YouTube videos. I can't talk sometimes. He didn't want to do them because he didn't want to be in front of the camera, and I was like, then don't be in front of the camera. Show your animals and just talk.
Yep.
That's a great way to do it as well. And now he is, I want to say, maybe 20 to 25 videos deep into it, and is producing videos on a decent amount of time, and it's doing real good. I like his channel.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah,
so
and that's all you gotta do, show your animals. It's true.
Exactly. There are so many different ways to do YouTube. Do it to where you feel comfortable, and that way might be unique to you, and that also is a niche for you to bring people to you. Like everybody. And another thing about starting when you first started out, some people don't like to start like, well, I haven't hatched anything and I don't have any eggs and I don't have that much experience. People like to see the process of you building your collection too. They like to go step by step with you, watch you learn, and they learn from what you're learning. People love that as well.
Yep. I agree. I couldn't pull the trigger, man. I was nervous. Like I said, I was nervous to put myself out there and put myself on camera. And then once I did, I was like, all right, this is easy. You know what I mean? Like, this is cool. And now I've done a few like lives on YouTube and a few Instagram lives. And after you do it a few times, like put yourself out there, like now, like you and I talking, like I feel just like you and I are chilling next to each other, sitting in my backyard, just hanging. Like I have no nerves at all. You know what I mean? Like it's natural and normal. So I guess what I would tell the people who are scared is, it's scary. It is. But once you take that first step, it just seems to kind of happen. Like it seems to kind of fall into place, and you become more comfortable with it. Like anything you're going to do in life, right? It's just a little bit of practice. You get comfortable with it. Like I've never been good at public speaking or getting in front of a crowd and talking. Like I freak out with that stuff, you know. But I realize when you're in front of a camera making a YouTube video, it's just you and a camera, or the person you're shooting the video with. You're not in a room full of people. You got nothing to technically be scared of.
I tell people that all the time. If you mess up, you can delete that cut and try again. That's the perfect thing about shooting a video. You can mess up 32 times and people won't even ever know about it. I mess up so many times and just delete and start over. So many times.
You have to. I pause and stop, but when you're by yourself, it doesn't matter, you know. And I'm generally shooting my videos alone. You know what I mean? Like my wife or kids are normally not around or not interested in helping me or whatever. You know what I mean? So I do it myself. But it's kind of like I think I have to do it myself because I'm so like finicky about the angle of the camera and to be sure everything looks cool. So I almost like need to do it myself, even though I want them to help me. I don't. Like I don't. I need to do it myself. Yep.
Top Moon, thanks, man. Appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. I'm glad you stuck with it and continue doing it. I love your I just blanked on the name. He does this thing where he does one shot on the moon, I think it's called, where he has a one egg out of a clutch and he see if that'll be the egg that hits like all the genes in those two animals. I love that you do that. Keep doing that. That's amazing. It's amazing. And that's when as you get comfortable, you start to come up with ideas, you get creative, you start throwing little things in your videos and it makes your videos pop more and it shows more your personality. It's great. It's great.
For sure, man. It just falls into place after that. So Justin Pipeline, dude, once you can do it, man. It's easy. It's easy.
So what I say,
man, that's how I am. But man,
what I say is,
you just show your snakes. You show your stuff. You don't have to show yourself. You can talk over it, and people want to see that too. They just want to hear your voice, I think, and get a vibe of your personality and what kind of person you might be. You know, I think that's a lot of it too. Like you can just talk through a video and not even show your face, and people will be cool with that. So,
what I tell people is,
but now I'm good.
Your first videos are going to be bad. Just understand they're going to be bad because it's a process. First few videos are going to be bad, and you're going to learn from them. So don't worry about trying to make it perfection, because the longer you try to make something perfect, you're never going to put it out. That's something I had to learn with other stuff I used to do. I was so much trying to touch it up, make it good, make it 100% good. I never really put that stuff out, and it was just time wasted trying to make it perfect.
Yeah,
nothing's perfect. There's always going to be something wrong with it. But those people look for to make you feel like you're human. Like they feel connected to you when they see you mess up. They feel like, oh, I mess up too. They're just like me.
Yep.
Try to remember that.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree, man. You just got to do it. You just got to take that leap.
Yeah, definitely. It's scary. Don't trust me. I'm nervous in all my videos. Every video I shoot, I'm nervous. It may look like I'm not nervous. That's because I had like 20 takes of nervous, wrong words said or doing weird stuff with my face. And I was like, I can't do that on camera. That's weird. No, trust me, nervous every video.
Yep.
Video. Before we go on, if you can, go ahead and go and subscribe to Abe's Exotic Reptiles. Hit his YouTube up. Hit it up on Instagram. You're on Facebook too, right?
I am on Facebook. I'm on Facebook.
Okay. Facebook too? Are you on TikTok? I'm pushing TikTok now too.
I think we got a choppy connection going right now. Okay. Yeah. I think you're popping back on now.
Yeah, my signal is going crazy. So Abe is going to help me with my signal later on because he all hooked up with cables and hooked up so my signal won't dry ass anymore. I'm doing this off of Wi-Fi upstairs and my tablets too. That's killing the Wi-Fi. So let's see if this clears up a little bit. I don't even know if I can do anything to do. Move
you're back.
I just tells me to move closer to the router.
You're good.
All right. So, okay, let's go ahead and get to the next question while we have decent signal.
Hey, this guy Patrick. So this guy Dragon Soul Reptiles just jumped on. He's Patrick. He's kind of local to me. I haven't met him yet, but
okay.
He's out in the suburbs near me, and we've been talking a lot. We're in the same Patreon group. We're in RCR Will's Patreon. So I see him in there. I met him in there. And, he seems like a real cool guy. And he said he was going to jump on here tonight. It's cool, man. So what's up, Patrick? Glad you're here, man.
Hey, Patrick. Thanks for coming through. Patrick, do you have Instagram and stuff? I'll definitely go follow you on Instagram and YouTube. I'll follow you. I have no problem following. I follow everybody. But next question. What is your favorite Kodam and your
Ooh,
favorite recessive.
okay. This is pretty easy for me. I got to be honest. So my favorite codom right now is Cypress. Um,
Okay, okay.
Man, like I love it. Like it's amazing. Um, no, it's nice outside right now, Pat. I'm just chilling out back. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I would say Cypress. You know, it's a toss up. I mean, the right behind is Orange Dream, of course. Um, Cypress and OD, those are my top two. Like to me, I could put those in everything I have, and I would be great with that. Um, it's
Okay.
something that I wish I had more of. You know what I mean? I love it. I love Cypress. I love the color that it kind of brings to the palate of the snake, you know, and it's got this kind of coppery head, and
Mm-hmm.
it brings beautiful contrast. And then for my recessive, that has to be Desert Ghosts. Like it's what I started with. It's what kind of got me into ball pythons, quite honestly, you know,
Okay.
5 years ago when I kind of got back in. Um, Desert Ghost was the thing that I kind of saw that stuck out. I was like, man, this thing, what is this? Like, this makes everything
Mm-hmm.
clean and bright. You know, I was like, what is going on here? And as I started learning and reading, you know, and I had been in ball pythons for 25 years, but I was out for 20 years, basically. Like, I had a pair of ball pythons like 25 years ago when I
Mm-hmm.
was in basically right in high school. And
Okay.
I had a pair of normals, you know, I had a pair of normals. I cohabbed them. I kept them in a tank together, just on display, you know, in my bedroom. But I purposely wanted them to breed, and they did. And I got a clutch of normals, you know, when I was a senior in high school, and brought them to a table out at a reptile show in Streamwood, Illinois. There used to be this reptile show called Lee Watson's Reptile Swap, and it was in like a barn in this dude's backyard, like in Streamwood, Illinois. You know what I mean? So it was like 45 minutes from me. And then I think he died. I think Lee Watson died, or I think he sold
Okay.
off the business. He was very old, and now it became the Scott Smith's All Animal Expo. So it used
Okay.
to be, yeah, it used to be Lee Watson's Reptile Swap. It's now Scott Smith's All Animal Expo, and I think it happens in Wheaton, Illinois now. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been to that one since it moved over there, but yeah, I started going to these shows. I sold some snakes, and I was like instantly hooked. I was like, "This is crazy! I love it so
Yeah.
much." And I had a
Yeah.
lot of boas and stuff back then. Like I started as a boa guy with red tail boas and
Okay.
Burmese python. So my first 10 snakes were all boas and a Burmese python, Colombian rainbow boas and Brazilian rainbow boas, and
Mm.
just Suriname and like just you know standard red tail boas. And I had a Burmese. I had a white-lipped python, like a D. Albert's python. They're
Okay.
beautiful. The ones that like
Yeah.
glow in the sun. I had a Dumerals boa. So I had all these awesome boas back in the day. And then I decided I was going to leave and go to college. Like I wasn't sure if I was going to go to college. I was in high school, so I had to make that tough call, and I had to sell all my snakes. Like I wasn't even planning on breeding them. Like I wasn't going to be a
Okay.
breeder. You know, I bred the ball pythons just because I read a book on how to do it. No joke. Like I read it because I was interested. I had a boy and a girl, and I was like, "This is going to be awesome! Like I'm going to make my
Yeah.
own babies." Like, and it wasn't for the money. Like I just wanted to see if I could do it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I was so excited. So I did that, man. Like I bred a pair of normals. I got a pair of normals, and I sold them all off. And then I left for college, so I sold everything,
Mm.
which was crushing. Like I remember crying when I was handing some of these snakes off to people. As I was selling them, like
Oh.
because I had sentimental attachments to them. Like
Yeah.
I didn't buy them to breed them; I bought them for pets, and
Exactly.
it was hard to let them go, you know. And then I left and went to college, and then came back home after college, and you know, got married, and then got a job, good job, you know, and then had kids, and my life started, bought a house, and so everything changed for me. You know what I mean? I just couldn't have
Mm-hmm.
snakes, like it wasn't in the cards because it just didn't work at that point in my life.
Gotcha.
And 5 years ago, my son was like 7 at that point, and I was like, all right, I want a hobby I can do with him that will keep
Mm-hmm.
him off his electronics, like off the Xbox and off his, like for real. I was like, man, these electronics, he's 7 and he's like sucked in already. So um, I, I convinced my wife to let me get a ball python, you know, 5 years ago because she knew that I still loved snakes. She would see me looking at like, this was before Morph Market, you know, but 10 years ago, I would be at night, I would be on my laptop looking at fauna classifieds and looking at
Yeah.
ballpythons.net and looking at like those old school sites just to see what new genes were coming out because it was very interesting to me, all this new shit that was popping up. And I was like, this is unbelievable. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I got back in 5 years ago. I bought one as a pet for my son and I, and then I just fell in love with it. Like I was in a much better position to be able to kind of have the snakes in a room, like a dedicated room. I mean, I got them in a bedroom. They're in a spare bedroom at my house. It's got
Hmm.
carpeting on the floor, like it sucks, you know what I mean? But there's no sink, you know. There's
Yeah.
no sink. There's no running water in there. Like I take buckets of water from my upstairs to my downstairs and dump it out in my front yard, you know, every time that bucket fills up. So like I'm jealous of people that have these facilities and like a sink and
Yeah.
there's all that stuff like right in their room, and I
Yeah.
can't even do it in my basement because my kids are down there. Like I have two teenagers, that's where they hang. That's
Ah.
where their setup is. That's where their friends go down there and they hang out and play foosball and they're down there. So that's kind of their room. They used to be my
Yeah.
man cave like 15 years ago, and then my kids came along, and now they took it over. And so my snakes are in the spare bedroom until they're gone. You know what I mean? But as soon
Oh
as they're
yeah.
gone, as soon as I can like work it out, I'm moving the whole reptile room down to the basement. Oh
Sounds
yeah,
good. Sounds
absolutely.
good. Yeah,
Yep.
I can understand that. There was a time where I was getting out of ball pythons and I sold all my animals and it sucked. It sucked. And then I had
Yeah.
a clutch from one and that pulled me back in and I got really excited.
Yep.
That's the thing I tell people: work with morphs you are excited about. So when you go down there to clean poop, you're excited to do it because you get to see that morph you like.
For sure.
That is a key thing about this.
Yep.
It is very tedious. There is just cleaning,
Yep.
feeding, cleaning, feeding,
Yep.
cleaning, feeding. That's the
Yep.
routine. So to have something you like to look at every so often breaks it up and make you excited to go clean poop.
Yeah, man. Like I mean, circling all the way back, I was rambling on like a maniac. That's what I do. Like, you ask me a question, I'll take it for like 10 minutes. But, the Cypress. So, Cypress and Orange Dream, I love them, man. Like, I feel like Cypress is great and everything. And, Desert Ghost, like, Desert Ghost to me is what got me back into this thing. I bought a snake for my son and
Hmm.
I, and then I started looking and researching and looking at pictures. And then Morph Market came out, and I started looking at Morph Market, and I was like, what is this Desert Ghost? Because like 20 years ago, there was a gene when I was
The
still kind
desert,
of
yeah.
walking. Well, desert, you know what I mean? But it
Yep.
was known to have issues. It was infertile. The
Hmm.
females didn't reproduce. Like,
Yep.
but it was beautiful. And the thing that was cool about desert was it made everything clean. Like desert was this, like it was a
Yep.
codom gene. It wasn't a recessive, but it made everything cleaner. Like it took
Yep.
pastel and cleaned up all the speckling and dirtiness and made it look like
Hmm.
nice. And I was like, man, this is amazing. So like Desert was there and then it fell off because of it sucked, and then Desert
Yeah.
Ghost. So I was looking at it and fell in love, like just because it makes everything a little bit better. Um,
Yep.
it makes these snakes hold color their entire life that they would naturally lose. Like you look at any normal clown when it's an adult and it doesn't look great. I mean, let's be
Nope.
real. It doesn't look
Nope.
great. They generally will turn brown, especially if there's pastel in it, it'll absolutely brown out. But you throw Desert Ghost into the mix and there's no browning out. Like it just
No.
gets better.
And it has this like pop to it that just makes you need to stare at it. It feels like it just glows and pops in your eye. And I literally just got my first desert almost a month ago. And I'm like, oh my God, why did I wait so long to get into desert? It
Yeah.
is amazing.
I got lucky. Like I feel like, dude, I don't feel like I did anything magical, but I do feel like I got lucky. Because 4 years ago, I started like the first 10 snakes I bought were all either visual Desert Ghost or het Desert Ghost or
Oh
club.
wow.
So I was like, so it was nice because now, that was 4 years ago. So now these girls are all adults. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And so this year will be my first year where I'm actually able to like produce my own Desert Ghost stuff, where my females that I've
Nice.
raised since hatchlings have all grown up and I'll be able to kind of make stuff with them. And I'm super excited. I am, man. Like
Nice.
I have two clutches that have hatched this year. I have one that's due to hatch today. I was like, I ran home from work all excited. You know how it is now. I got my face right up on the incubator. And I was like, damn it, nothing, no pip.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
No pips today, but I'm hoping.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. So I got a clutch in the incubator and another one coming up, in
Okay.
like a month. Yeah, so I'm excited, man.
Yeah. I know that excitement. LKB Pythons, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Yeah, Jason's talking about a sink is essential. It's a luxury. It is very nice to have a sink. I have a
Oh
sink
yeah.
right outside of my reptile room, so it is easy to get to.
Man.
Easy to clean, easy. I actually started running a hose from my sink into my reptile room when I'm cleaning all the tubs, so I can miss the cocoa husk, cocoa
Yeah.
fight, whatever I use
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
easily.
Yep.
It is definitely when I do build my own reptile room, it's gonna have a sink. It might have two sinks actually, just
Yeah.
to make things go a little faster.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Definitely needed. Definitely
Definitely
needed.
with you. Yeah, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
Like Justin just said, pipeline. Like
Yeah.
people take it for granted. Like having running water in a sink in your snake room. I mean, most people don't have that. You know what I mean?
True.
And that's
True.
it's such a luxury item. You take it for granted. And man, I tell you, lugging buckets of water up and down my stairs out to my front yard and dumping it, like it gets old real quick. And I do it
You
4 days
know,
a
real
week. You
fast.
know what I mean? I
Real
got to.
fast.
That's what I signed up for. You know what I mean? I love it, but I hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It can get
Yep.
old real fast.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Definitely.
Blackhead clutch coming. Oh yeah, I need blackhead too. I need to get blackhead. I do need to get blackhead very soon if I can. There's
I
so
love it.
many more on the list. I'm working on getting eventually. Morph Nation Reptiles, what's up? Thanks for coming through. So many. So you said Cypress and Orange Dream are your Kodam faves,
Yeah,
and
they're my
Desert Ghost is your
yeah,
excessive. Not bad
for
picks.
sure.
I'm leaning into Cypress. I'm starting to like it. Um, I I definitely want to work with it. It's just some more. I have to see it in certain stuff that gets me excited for it. To the
Yeah,
possibilities of what I can do with it or what I would like to
definitely.
do with it.
Yep, yep.
So Cypress is starting to come on my radar a lot more. It's definitely starting to come on my radar a lot more.
I love it. I love it. You know, and right now it's blowing up. You know, let's be real. Like, right, and all it took was Justin Kobilka saying it. Like,
Yeah,
and that's actually
yeah,
what happened. Like, that's no joke. Like, he literally, like, whenever it was during COVID. I remember that maybe around the holidays at some point. Justin made a video and he came out and he said, to me, the best gene in ball pythons is Desert Ghost. And as soon as he said that, like inventory on Morph Market on Desert Ghost went from here to here. Like it just like instantly, and everyone jacked up all their prices, and it got like
true.
crazy. Now it's expensive now. Like now it's hard to even buy into Desert Ghost because it's so expensive just to buy like a visual female. Like they're very rare and they're expensive and
Oh,
they pop out. Like man,
so hard to
it's a
find
good thing, but
females.
it's also bad if you're trying to buy into it, you know, because you're spending a lot of cash to get right in right off the bat.
Very
You know?
true. Very
Yep.
true.
Yep.
Leka, hey, thanks for coming through. I think I pronounced it right. Always, I'm gonna call him one of these days and be 100% sure how I'm supposed to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, I am terrible at pronouncing things. It happens.
Yep.
But
Yep.
hey, we all have our faults, but we all have positives still. So work with me, people. But yeah. So what is this is not one of the questions. This has just popped in my head. I do this sometimes.
Yeah.
What is your ultimate goal with Cypress? Well, not even your ultimate goal because I don't want you to tell your secrets. What is one of your goals to do with Cypress?
I'll tell you my secret, so I don't even care. Like to me, it's not a secret. To me, it's not a secret, man. It's a goal. Like honestly, it's a goal. Why hide it? Like so, to me, I would
True,
love to
true,
make. I
true.
want to make Cypress Desert Ghost clowns. That's what I
Oh,
want.
that okay.
And if
That's
you can get Orange Dream into there, or some of these other things, like to me, man, I mean, I like Desert Ghost Clown in general. Like to me, it's like
yeah,
it's such a great project, but it's super
yeah.
expensive. Like you can't buy into it.
So
You know what I mean? Like the heads
not
are $3,000.
unless
Like a het female, like a double het DG clown with like even like OD or like basic jeans is $2,000. I
yeah.
mean, it's crazy, but yeah, you know, it's really amazing what you could make with those females, but you're going to be waiting a few years. You know what I mean? So
True, true.
Cypress Desert Ghost is what I would like to make, you know, and anything DG Clown and just start sprinkling in all these other Kodam genes to make it better and tweak it. Like to me, that's kind of my plan. And I have a lot of hypo stuff. I have a lot of ghost
Okay.
stuff too, like straight ghost. So eventually it's all going to be triple het and triple recessive with ghost mixed in also.
Yep.
Yep.
So you're shooting for triple recessives and quadruple recessives down the round.
Don't you feel like you have to? Like,
yeah,
you
100%.
When you look at what the big guys are doing, you kind of have to. Like, it's weird. You got to kind of look at things differently, I guess. You got to look at things from the perspective of, okay, I bought the special boy and these special girls to do the special project, but now if I just put a clown with that, desert ghost or with that hypo project that I was doing, I can make these double hets and so it's weird. It's a weird time because right now I feel like I personally need to bypass making a lot of visual stuff, like visual desert ghosts and visual clowns, just to make all the hets that I need to make myself better in 5 years from now. Yep. So that's what I'm doing, man. I'm making my hets. I'm taking my time, and that's how I'm doing it because I can't afford to buy the expensive hets, but I can make them. It's just going to take me a little longer, and I have bought a couple, but yeah, man, it's a crazy rabbit hole that you'd go into. It's like The Matrix, right? The movie The Matrix. Like we're in the Matrix, like throwing money at these snakes. Just crazy. Definitely. Like when you think about it, when you tell people, like think about it, right? When you tell a close friend or a family member how much money you spent on your collection, they look at you like you are insane. Like,
they do.
Like you're totally crazy.
They do. I've had a couple people like, why are you spending this kind of money on snakes? And I was like, because I want them, first of all. I like them. And it's an investment. It's an investment to a future of possibilities.
For sure.
And I have an idea where I want to take them, and I kind of want to follow that. Some people can't see past. That's another thing in ball pythons. You have to start looking past 5 years. You really have to look past 5 years. You have to look 10 to 15 years because some of these projects take so long to come to fruition. It's dedication and staying focused on that goal, but it's also being able to adjust on that goal as well, because they're animals. They're going to do what they want to do. They might not go 1 year. You might not get the odds you want next year.
Yep.
You might try to get your goal is to hit something in 10, and it might take you 20 because you didn't hit the right odds for such a long time.
Yeah, man. Yep. It's hard, but it's a long game. It's a long-term game that you're playing.
True.
And you're gambling. And if you think about it, like this is another way of gambling. Like I like to bet on NFL football games here and there. Like I like to bet. I like to play cards. I like to gamble in life. Like it's exciting to me. It's fun to make a wager, right? Even if it's small. These ball pythons are like a huge gamble, a huge wager. You have the factors of male versus females that you hatch, how many eggs you're going to get, if everything develops perfectly in your incubator, if everything goes perfectly all the way through, if your plan falls into place and all this magical stuff actually happens the way it's supposed to, you might get 5 or 6 good babies out of a clutch, and hopefully you hit the one combo that you were going after when you bought that pair 3 years ago. Like if you think about it that way, it's crazy because you're putting all this time and money into these odds, these long odds, and I love that. That's what I love about like the double het DG clown stuff or the double het game. Long odds, but man, it gives you a chance to get in the game affordably and make what you're looking to make. And that's what's exciting to me because it's gambling, and I like gambling.
I just had a friend hit a desert ghost clown. A desert. He actually had a desert ghost clown and I believe a desert ghost hypo clown. I might be wrong about the last one, but there were long odds that he wasn't really shooting for. It just kind of happened, and it's gonna elevate his collection immensely. Immensely.
Yes.
And those are the finger crosses you hope.
One snake like that can change everything for you. Like you hatch one crazy snake and it goes crazy, that changes everything, and all of a sudden everybody knows you. That hasn't happened to me. I hope it does someday, but I've watched it happen to a lot of people, and it's super exciting. Like I get excited for them. And I'm like, man, I hope I can do that one day. Like that looks
people
so
finding things in their collection they didn't know they had. Oh, that's always amazing. Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Patrick, thanks for coming through. Patrick is a big supporter. He supports me a lot on Instagram, supports on YouTube. So definitely go check out his Instagram. I believe Patrick has a cleaning business. I'm blanking on the name of the cleaning business, but go check out his Instagram and check it out. If he's near you, you might need to hire him because he's a good dude, and I'm pretty sure he does really good work. And he's a great supporter, so definitely check him out. Yeah, that's one thing I try to do more is try to support everybody that I can. I mean, you only have so many minutes in the day, so many hours in the day to like or comment on something, but I try to spread out as much positive and support out there as I can. Yeah. I could probably do more sometimes, but I try to do the best I can. And I also try to thank those who support me and make sure they know I appreciate it, because we all don't have to do this. And when you get somebody to say, hey, great video, or hey, great picture, or hey, I love what you said on this, it's uplifting. It makes your day. It makes your day sometimes.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yep.
So let's get back to some of these questions, because halfway through the questions I always forget, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Hosting is so difficult, but I love it. I have so much fun with it. So next question, which I am curious about this myself too. Do you breed or do you buy your snake food?
I buy it.
Okay.
And I'm proud to say I buy it.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
So it's tough for me, because I live in a standard subdivision with houses right next to me on both sides of me. I think I can't put a building in my backyard. I can't put a rat barn in my backyard. Like, that's not an option. I'm not doing it inside my house. I pull up to the rat breeder's house, and they pop open the garage and the fumes hit me in the face. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I could never do this to my house. Like, it would destroy my wife is cool with everything I'm doing. Like, she's like, take over the bedroom, that spare bedroom, and do your snake thing. Have fun with it. But one thing she said is, you're not going to do rodents in this house. Like, you can't have rats here. So I buy them. I buy them frozen. I do frozen thawed, but I do get live. Like, I get a weekly delivery of live during the hatchling season, because there is a place up in Wisconsin. They're called C-Squared Rodents, and they do deliveries. So they'll deliver stuff right to my door once a week. You pay for that delivery. There's a fee, but you know what? It's true. Like, I used to drive there every Friday after work, and it was rough. Like, I would drive to Kenosha every day after work, and it got tiring. You know what I mean? And, so to me, to pay, a small amount, it's like $20 to get it delivered to my door. So I come home from work on Wednesdays, and they're on my front porch. You know what I mean? I bring them in the garage, and then I feed them that night, the live ones. And they'll drop an extra box of frozen stuff if I need frozen that week, or if I need to restock or whatever. But it makes it easy. But I do frozen, man. On Sundays, I feed on Sundays generally.
I feed on Sundays.
Dude, I pull them out. I pull out the rats before the noon football game, before the Bears are on, basically on Sunday, like during the pregame stuff. From like 11 to 11:30, I pull out all my rats for the day, get everything ready, and basically let it thaw during the Bears game and like the 3 o'clock afternoon games. And then between the afternoon games and the Sunday night football game, I'll go in and feed as many as I can, like in an hour. And then I like to sit down and watch the Sunday night football game, because I love football, man. I love it. Like, it's one of my passions. You know what I mean? I'm a big Bears fan. I'm a huge football fan. I just love it.
So so most of your collection eats on frozen thawed?
Yes. Like, I put them all on frozen thawed since they were hatchlings. Like, that was my goal, was to wean them off live food as soon as I could. And so I order live food now, like the little baby mouse hoppers or little baby rat fuzzies, just to get my hatchling started.
Gotcha.
But that's the only reason I get the live deliveries. And I do have a couple snakes that won't eat frozen that I have to feed live, because they just won't.
Those too.
They won't do frozen no matter what. Like, they would rather starve to death and like not eat for 6 months. But I throw one live in there and they instantly eat it. So I have a couple of those. I have a couple of those that do that. But
see, here's a video idea right there, showing how you got your snakes from live to frozen. That's a great video. A lot of people always trying to figure out how to do that. and you can have a new perspective no one ever thought of. Because I'm always looking for new ways to get that, to have my snakes go from live to frozen thawed.
To me, it's the trick is doing it when they're young. That's what it is. You know,
okay.
you can do it when they're older, but it's much harder to
Yeah.
convert them when they're older.
It's a long route.
Oh yeah, but when they're babies and that's all they know, then it's easy for the rest of their life. Like if you feed them frozen thawed hatchlings, you know, like I mean, generally most people will feed like a live hopper mouse or something for the first or second meal. You know, what I do is I'll do that, man. I'll do like a live hopper mouse for meal 1 or 2, and then like meals 4 through 8, I'll do rat fuzzies. Like I'll get them on rats live, and then after like 10 total feedings, like 2.5 months, frozen. I start offering them frozen thawed rat, you know, like rat fuzzies, and that's all I offer them. If they don't eat, if they don't take it that first attempt, I'm not going to feed them live. I'm going to let them like get a little hungry. I'm not going to just give in and be like, okay, you want live, so I'm going to give you live. No, you got to, you know, it's tough love with these babies sometimes.
Sometimes you got to do that
to convert them.
And they got enough nutrients to survive another week without eating. They're
Definitely.
not. People get worried that they're not gonna survive. That they're animals that have been around a long time. They know what they're doing, and they have those animal instincts that will kick in. You just have to be patient.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hold on, I got to stop you. What's up with constrictors living in Wisconsin and even having it in his business name? Rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles? What?
He's an Eagles fan. He's an Eagles. We got Steelers fans in here. Right. We got Eagles fans.
You can like whatever team you love. I get it, man.
I used to be a Raiders fan because I'm from LA. So I was always a Raiders fan. Now I'm just a fan of football. I like certain players here and there. Yeah. I just like to watch the game per se. I don't have a allegiance to certain one team. I just like to watch the game.
Yeah, I'm an NFL fan. Like down in my basement, like I've done a couple lives down there in my back wall in my basement when it was like still my man cave, but it never came down before my kids took it. I have all the banners. I have a banner for every NFL team, like taking up a whole wall, and it's a cool background for lives and stuff. But I love it, the NFL. I just love football. You know, like the Bears are my team. I'm born and raised in Chicago, so I love them. But
understandable.
I love football. I love fantasy football. I love gambling on football. I love everything about it. Like I do. I'm not gonna lie, man. I love it.
And I totally understand that. Yeah, Keys, Constrictors, thanks for coming through. He's a Wisconsin football team fan.
Washington. Wait a second.
Why did I say Wisconsin? I saw the W. Washington.
So let's agree that that's the worst name for a football team in the NFL.
It is the worst name, but I'm glad they changed it from the name it was and trying to grow. They do need to come up with a better name, though.
But give them something powerful and badass.
Exactly. They do need to come up with a better name.
It sounds so weak to me. Oh, my God.
They do need to come up with a better name.
Nothing against you, Keys. It's an up-and-coming team. You know, I love the NFL, but, man.
He's 100% with you.
Terrible.
Better name is needed very soon.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So let's get back to these questions. What camera do you use to shoot your YouTube videos?
Very good question. So I just bought it like 6 months ago. So I had an SLR forever.
Okay.
I had a Canon T4i. Okay. I bought it 10 years ago to take pictures of my kids while they were growing up. So I bought all these lenses. I had it for my family. You know what I mean? Coming out. But I had it for my family. And the next thing I knew, you know, my family had grown. Now everyone takes pictures on their cell phone. So all my family pictures, like I wasn't pulling out the SLR with all the lenses anymore. So I sold it right when COVID started. So like right when everyone got locked down on COVID, I was like, you know, I'm home. I can pull out all this camera gear, take nice pictures of it outside in the back. So I did that. Like I put it on eBay. I sold it. I took that money from this big SLR rig with all these lenses and stuff I had. It was big and heavy, and I bought a Sony ZV-1. It's a little Sony pocket point and shoot camera, but it's like a vlogger camera. You know what I mean? But it takes great video. The autofocus on it is what's so sweet. It's just great. So I bought it, and I bought that like handheld, adapter that comes with it, so you can like press record and play and zoom in and out
Oh yeah,
on the
yeah.
handle itself. So that's kind of cool. Like it's cool. It's easy to set up. So here's where I'm pissed off, though. I got to be dead honest with you. So I was researching new cameras. Like I wanted something small and lightweight, and I was researching cameras for like 6 months.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the Sony. It seems to be the one that like everyone loves. It's small, it's lightweight, it does great video. It's just amazing. So I buy the Sony ZV-1. I've shot 4 or 5 YouTube videos with it. I'm finally comfortable with it. I just got used to it. And Sony releases the ZV-10E or something like last week. And I was kind of bummed out because this thing has been out for a couple years. There are issues with it. Like the problem with it when you're vlogging and you have your arm all the way out, it's in too tight. Like it shows way too much of your face.
Gotcha.
But besides that, it does everything else perfectly. So I'm not walking around at shows vlogging myself. I'm buying it to make YouTube videos where I'm basically sitting and talking. So it's much different.
Exactly.
But it's a great camera. But this new one came out and they addressed the issue for the vlogging when you're walking around with it and made it much more wide, the lens, so that you can actually vlog with it now and take badass videos and pictures, like which is what it's known for. And you still got that crazy autofocus. It locks in like it so quickly. It's crazy, man. Like it's really amazing.
So now they're just tempting you to go buy it, huh?
I'm just mad that like basically I bought an older model, even though it was only like a year or 2 years old, but it's already been replaced.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, man, maybe I should sell that thing on eBay and buy the brand new one that just came out. Like
everything moves so fast. That's why it's so hard to buy anything with technology. Because in 6 to a year, it's going to be obsolete and there's going to be a brand new version.
Definitely.
We're just moving too fast technology-wise, which is a good and a bad thing because they're fixing stuff. They're listening to people and they're fixing the problems people have, but they're fixing it too fast.
Almost.
And these cameras aren't cheap. They're expensive.
No, man. I sold my old camera and all the lenses for like $500, which I was shocked, but I was happy. That I was able to sell it for that. So I had a nice like down payment to go in with, I guess.
Gotcha.
It only cost me a couple $100 after that.
Oh, wow. So you might be upgrading soon if you can get a good deal on your camera.
I'd rather spend money on snakes, to be honest with you. I don't want to buy another camera.
So that's something I heard Billy say in one of his, I don't know if it was a live or a video. He was like, yeah, it's great to have all this equipment. Equipment's important. But at the end of the day, the snakes you buy will make you money. And that's the thing you kind of have to focus on. Like, yes, get the right equipment to house your snakes, but you don't need the top of the line equipment all the time. You just need good equipment.
A lot of people I've learned do their YouTube videos with like an old school camcorder. You can use an old camcorder to take amazing YouTube videos, or just your phone.
All my videos are on my phone. All my videos are just myself. I literally shoot, edit, post, tag, write the description, all on my cell phone. Oh no! So we lost Abe, but he's probably pop back in a second. I do everything on my cell phone. So I'm cell phone gang over here. Maybe one day I'll get a camcorder. Maybe not, but yeah. Cell phone is the best way for me. I love it that way. Did the computer die? What happened?
Dude, I don't know. Here we go. Oh, I see what happened. My camera just shifted on me. All right.
Oh, okay.
Dude, sorry, man. That was my fault. Like, I'm sorry. I was like sitting here outside and the mosquitoes are coming out now and I'm starting to get eaten up. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to unplug my laptop and head inside here. But I unplugged my camera accidentally.
He had a great setup outside.
Dude, I love it.
Lovely wonderness. And then the mosquitoes came and just hit him.
The mosquitoes. So now I'm going down into the basement. Wow. Like I said, like the game thing. When I said my son took over the basement, I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to get my kids off the gaming so much. We're trying to do tablet time. So we're giving them a certain amount of time on the tablet. but my son also helps me shoot YouTube videos. He doesn't help me clean snakes at all. He helps me shoot videos. He's not a part of the cleaning, which I'm like, don't you want to clean some of these snakes as well? Wiz is another one that uses his phone. Yeah, they really are good these days.
Yeah, man, the cell phone cameras are great. They work just as good as anything.
So amazing.
You know? They do.
$800? Oh, $800 for a camera?
Man.
That's if you can find it. Well, you can't even find a Desert Ghost female for $800. Maybe a hatchling.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't. I wish you could.
And that's the thing. That's how my mind thinks now with money. I was like, well, that's at least 2 snakes right there. I'm going to buy it. That's how I'm thinking now.
Yep.
Which is so bad.
Yeah, it's so funny. Bad. Yeah, he's talking about mosquitoes, man. They're crazy out right now. Like, they are killers. He's right. They're killers right now. Like, they just started.
They're out there.
As soon as that sun starts setting, they just started landing on me and tearing me up. But I like being outside. I love it, man.
Big E is on the cell phone as well. iPhone. See, he's team iPhone. I'm team Android. The people are real serious about these cell phones. It comes down to it. I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments. Hey, want to clean snake scrap? All right, thanks, Pike, for coming through. Justin, appreciate it. We'll talk more later. We always hitting each other up on Instagram, so I'll talk to him later. But go clean those snakes. That's very important. Very important. Same here. Me and my lady use our phones. She does the editing. Oh, see, I wish I could get my wife to do the editing.
Whoa, what's up?
It'd be nice to pass that off. Pass off the editing. Oh! The snake trap session is in the house. Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming through, MJ.
Big dog. Doing good, man.
Yeah, I might try to get MJ on one of these. So, MJ, look at your inbox. I've actually started asking people to be on future episodes. And I have a list because people have hit me up and asked me to be on the show. So, I have a list. So, if you do want to be on the show, inbox me on Instagram, or all my stuff is in the description below, and I'll put you on the list. I'm kind of going down the list. I kind of jump around a little bit because I kind of want either I want certain people on at a certain time, or they got something going on that I want to highlight and bring them on for that, or I want to try to mix it up with people to give a different view of all of this community, because it's so diverse. The community is so diverse, and I want to try to keep that going within my channel to see so many different people. I think that's really good to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So let's get back to the questions.
Right on.
Speaking of editing, what do you use to edit your videos?
So I use Final Cut Pro.
Nice.
Yeah, it just seems to work easier for me. You know, I'm a Mac guy. You know, I'm not a Windows guy.
Oh.
Yeah, man. So I use Final Cut Pro. Like, it works well on my Mac. It gets the job done. You know, and I never learned all the Adobe products on a PC. You know, so I'm a Mac guy. So it just kind of.
I can understand that.
I started doing them with iMovie, but the last 2 videos I did it with Final Cut. Whoa, Nazar just jumped on from Madison Reptiles. That's my guy.
Wow.
Yeah, what's up, Nazar?
What's up? Thanks for coming through, Nazar. Or Mezer, I said that wrong. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, he's a good dude. He's a good friend of mine.
Oh, nice. Thanks for coming through. So, Final Cut Pro, what made you go with that?
I got it free from work, you know. I don't know what else to say, but that's it.
We're all on a budget and try to make sure we get the best stuff we can, and if we can get it free, we make it the best stuff we want. I love it. I love it. That's the best way.
Yep.
Great. So how do you like it so far?
It's cool. I mean, I'm getting used to it. You know, it takes a while to learn editing. I kind of learned from Nazar. You know, I watched him make his videos. I learned how to... You know, I watched how he edited his videos, and I watched how he kind of pulled everything together, and he kind of inspired me to jump in. He's the dude. Madison Reptiles is the guy I was talking about. He's the guy who kind of pushed me to make my first video. when I didn't
Okay.
want to do it, when I was nervous to put myself out there, and he was like, dude, you just got to do it. I would not have done it. I honestly would not have done it if he didn't like kind of push me towards doing it. Because I was just like, I don't need to do videos. I'll just keep it on Instagram or whatever. But he pushed me and it worked, and it seemed to, work out pretty well. So I got to just stick with it. I'm just not making enough videos, That's the problem.
Yeah, you got to work on the schedule. Try to pick a day once a week. That was what I would say. What I used to tell people when they were like, it's hard to figure out a day when to do a video and all this. I was like, fine, do a video once a month.
Yep.
Start off once a month, and then after 2-3 months, try to do a video every other week. And just slowly, as you get more comfortable, increase how soon you do the video until you come to doing a video once a week. If you're very comfortable and you find a lot more time, you can pop out 2 videos, 3 videos a week if you want to do that. I was trying to do that at one point in time, and then I was like, hold on, I got to slow down.
It's a lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and I'm like, I can do this quickly on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I understand the need for it too. Like, you have to, It seems to go hand in hand with Instagram. Like, I've noticed the people that put out a lot of great YouTube videos and a lot of great content are the people who are really succeeding very well on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bottom line, like, you see new guys come into this game. They haven't hatched a single snake yet. They've never had eggs, and they just start making YouTube videos. And on Instagram, they suddenly got 5,000 or 10,000 followers, and they've done nothing.
Yeah.
Like, nothing, and that's what's crazy to me. But it shows you the influence and the importance of YouTube. You know what I mean? Yep.
And you have to be able to market yourself. It's all about marketing yourself. And some people know how to do that on these social media platforms. They are very good at marketing themselves, keeping themselves in the conversation, popping up. I literally started doing a picture a day on your Instagram. I did that for the last year or 2. I would just post a picture a day. So that means I would go in my snake room and take 17 different pictures of different animals throughout the day or that week. And I would just slowly schedule when I would send them out. That's another thing people don't realize. You can schedule your Instagram post. There's a couple different apps. There's a lot of free ones. So don't go pay for them. There's some free apps that you can schedule Facebook and Instagram posts.
For sure.
That definitely helps you with your organization and keeping you consistent. Consistency is a key in this social media game. It's 100%.
Yeah, man, definitely.
And I'm always trying to stay consistent. It's hard. It's a job in itself almost.
You're right, man.
So before we get into the last question we have, I know we have a very interesting story of how we first met. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about that story.
All right, cool. So it's interesting, basically Facebook. So Facebook about 4 years ago, I started seeing Gershon in some of the reptile groups. And I saw him. He was real he would jump in and out every now and then. I would see a random post from him here or there. And I remember at one point clicking on his profile because I was kind of curious about where he was and what the deal was. So I kind of clicked on him on Facebook. I'm like, all right, he's in Wisconsin. He's pretty close to me. And I remember his profile picture. He was sitting on a motorcycle. And I'm like, all right, cool. This dude rides. I used to ride motorcycles. I don't anymore. But I'm like, okay, so he's got a
Me neither.
He's in the reptile. Seems like a cool dude. Maybe sometimes I'll cross paths with this guy and I'll say hi to him, So that was 4 years ago. So fast forward a couple years, 2 years after that, I'm at Tinley Park. It's probably 2018, Tinley NARBC, and I'm standing at Justin Kobilka's table. And I'm looking at Justin's stuff, talking to Justin Kobilka and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, Justin Kobilka and Chase get called off to do this photo thing. It was they were taking pictures with all the big breeders, right? So Justin Kobilka turns to me, and I don't know Justin Kobilka all that well at that point. A few years ago, I knew him. I mean, I'd bought a snake from him, I think. But he looks at me, and he's like, dude, will you watch my table for me, while I go take these pictures? And I was like, holy cow, okay,
Yeah.
he all of a sudden takes off. And I step behind his table, and he's like, "Hey, just you know what's going on here. Just keep, whatever. Text me on my cell phone if somebody really wants to buy something, and I'll come back and work out the deal with them or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "All right, great, cool." So I'm sitting behind Justin Kobilka's table now, and people are randomly walking by me. They don't know who I am. Like, I'm nobody, right? And, but I have my name badge on. Like I did the VIP pass thing back then because I was going early to the show, so I had like a badge on around my neck, and I see Gershon walk by me. All right, in a sea of people, like in front of Justin's table, there's a million people, right? It's always crowded over there, and everyone's rolling through, and all of a sudden I see him, like, and he's looking at the table and he's looking at the snakes, and he kind of looks up at me and then looks back down. He doesn't know who I am, I had no idea, right? And I look at him and he's kind of checking out Justin's table, and he kind of looks up at me and he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I'm like, "You're Gershon," like, and he's like, "Dude, what?" He's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "How do you know that?" And I'm like, "Man, we're friends on Facebook, and you ride a motorcycle, and you live in Madison, and I remember us like connecting on in one of the Facebook like ball python groups years ago." And he was like, "Oh my God, man, cool." So basically, I recognized him from a Facebook post, his Facebook profile picture, and then all of a sudden he was standing in front of me while I was behind Justin Kobilka's table at Tinley Park, and I recognized him, and it was cool. Like, I instantly made that connection that it was him. He was kind of surprised that I recognized him.
Yes, very much so.
Like, that's how I kind of I was telling Gershon before this thing. Like, I remember faces. Like, if I've met you and I've shaken your hand and talked to you for 1 minute, like, your face is like burned into my brain forever. But I will not remember your name at all. I won't remember.
I'm 100% the same way.
Like, you can walk away and I'll be like, "All right, that was that dude's cool, But I will not remember your name most likely, but I'll remember your face. And if I ever see you again, I know you. And I can run into you on a beach in Mexico and be like, I know you, and I'm usually right. It's really weird, man. It's crazy. I have this thing for remembering people's faces, but I can't remember names at all. It's a blessing and a curse,
Yeah, that was a really weird and amazing moment to get recognized. And ultimately, you really didn't recognize me from snake stuff because you brought up my Blackie Cool stuff. And I was like, I was floored that you knew about that because I didn't think people were actually listening to it when I did that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
And I was like, oh my goodness, he knows me. And that threw me off because I was in total snake mode. It was like, yep, everybody's going to ask me about my snakes because they've seen my videos. Yeah. And you asked me about that, and that made my day. I was so excited after that. Yeah. So thank you for that. That was amazing.
Of course, man. But that's how we connected. Like, that's how we did our connection. And that was a few years ago. And I haven't seen you since then. Like, COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
A year and a half, almost 2 years. So I haven't seen you until today, I think, since that show, or even really talked to you. So
yeah,
it's cool to be able to connect up with you, man.
A few times here and there, but yeah, it's been really not that much. We haven't seen that COVID really shut things down. Yeah, and I missed a couple of shows. I think I went in 2019, but I think I was only there for a day because I think I was picking up a rack. So I wasn't even there for the whole day. I just picked up the rack, walked around a little bit, and then kind of left because I had stuff to do. I wanted to be there a lot longer, but life happens.
I get it. I know life happens. I know it.
Oh, well, let's get to a few more of these comments. So excited for October. I might be at the October Tinley. Is it October?
Yeah.
Yeah. October Tinley. I might have some family stuff that might come up, so I might not make it. We're seeing how things are gonna fall. So I might make it and I might not. I want to be there, but if family things happen, I have to do the family things, which is more important. And I will miss Tinley, but I'm still fingers crossed things work out where I can go to Tinley. We'll see. Yeah.
Good.
I see what you did there, Wiz. Fox. I like it. Even though I don't do the Blackie Cool stuff anymore because I focus more on the snakes now. Maybe someday I'll get back to it, but right now I'm focused on the snakes and producing this awesome snake content for you guys, and you guys seem to really enjoy it, and I greatly appreciate it. Wiz, we might bring it. You could be a co-host. If I bring it back, Wiz, you definitely could be a co-host on an episode.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. I'd like that.
Definitely. I just finished watching Loki. Have you watched Loki?
I have not.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Don't tell me.
Say
I don't want to hear it. I do not want to know anything.
When you watch it, we'll talk about it.
I will watch it. I will watch it.
I still got to go watch Black Widow too. I haven't seen that one. I had to make it to the movies to see that.
Neither
one.
have I.
But when you watch Loki, we'll talk about it. Okay. Scamberg. I wanted to go to that one too. I might go to September. I might go in September. I think I might try. If things can work out. If things were hotel, yeah, you gotta book your hotels now because hotels fill up so fast.
Justin from Pipeline had like a really horrendous experience happen to him at the Schaumburg show with his hotel room.
Wow.
All I know is that he booked it on hotels.com, but when he got to the hotel, they didn't have his room ready for him.
Oh.
And he drove from far. He drove from Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he was pissed. I would have been too.
I understand. I understand.
Yep.
I totally understand.
I learned at that point that never to use hotels.com.
Yeah. You got to be real particular which sites you use for hotels now because some of them are fake sites. Yeah. Some of them are just like entry fee or something like that. You got to be real particular.
Yep.
So people are starting to get into talking about Loki, and I don't want to spoil it for you. So we're going to go ahead and go to the last question.
Okay.
What is your dream morph to make? And I think you've already said it, but maybe that's not your dream morph. Maybe that was just a goal. That could have been just a goal.
That's a goal.
Okay. So
my dream morph to make is easy. I saw a picture of it 3 years ago. It's already been made. It's not a world's first. It's nothing like that, but it blew my mind. And that was a spot-nosed desert ghost clown. That's what it was. It was another clown, but I saw the spot-nosed desert ghost clown that this dude David Suarez produced in Indonesia, and it is the baddest ass snake I have ever seen in my life. Like
I gotta look this up.
David Suarez on Instagram and Facebook, and he shows update pictures of this thing all the time, and it's clean and bright and has this contrast that just is like, it's what I love, man. And so as soon as I saw that snake, I started buying the ingredients for it, and I bought like a double head. I bought a spot nose double head DG clown. And
oh Jesus.
So, yeah, and she's gonna be hopefully ready to go this year, like in this Christmas. Yeah. So I'm super excited, man. Like that was the most expensive snake I bought at that time, like 3 years ago. And I remember having a heart attack. I won't even tell you how much I paid for it, but it was a spot nose double head DG clown female, and I nearly had a heart attack when I sent that PayPal payment. Like I was, and since then I bought a lot more stupid, crazy things for more money. But that was the first like really expensive kind of scary snake. That was over $1,000, and I was really nervous because, you know, I was just jumping in at that point. At that point, I knew I was in it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first like really expensive snake I bought, and I was just like, "Wow, I'm really spending this much money on a snake now. This is getting serious."
It's crazy.
But then I also remember the first snake I sold that was more than like $200, and that feeling is amazing. To sell something for more than $200, it is just like, wow, like you're buying this, I made this, and you're buying it. It's just a whole nother euphoric feeling. It's really close to that first time you hatch your first snakes and you see them come out the egg.
Yeah,
that is the feeling we're all chasing again. It's amazing.
I want to make my goal, like my immediate goal is to make babies from a baby that I made.
Oh, that's like, amazing.
I haven't done that. I haven't done that yet, but I really want to do that. Like to me.
So what season is this for you?
As far as breeding?
Yeah, as far as, well, I know you've produced normals before, but since you got back into it, What? How many seasons have you produced
year.
animal?
Last year was my first year, like actually breeding, because it was the first year I had females that were of age and able to go.
Gotcha.
You know, they made it up to weight, and then this year's my second year. So last year I had 2 clutches. I think this year I'll have 5, and then hopefully, like this winter, I will have 15 or 20, maybe if things go well, as far as all my females being ready and going. But that's about as big as I ever wanted to be. Like, I'm not looking to be Justin or Ozzy and like, that's not where I want to take this thing. Like, I have a level where I want to be. I want to cap this thing out. You know, I want no more than 60 snakes. Like,
so that's total?
Me. What's that?
Is that total 60 snakes or just... So, no, like, how many breeder females?
Females.
Okay. See, you got to be specific sometimes. Because people are like, I only want 60 snakes, period. And people are like, oh, so male and female? No, I just want 60 female breeder females. 60. That's where I'm going to cap it. That's about where I want to be.
I would say 100 snakes total is where I would want to, like, actually have, including males and, like, holdbacks. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to... keep it controlled, because you know what? A lot of people get out of control, and that's what pushes them out. Yeah, you know, all of a sudden they can't feed 100 snakes every week, and they can't, like, or finances hit them, or they lose their job, and they have to sell off their whole collection. Like, so to me, I got to keep it small, keep it really like nicer stuff. I feel like a little higher end stuff that will actually sell on Morph Market. That's not just sitting there, and that I'm paying, and that I'm feeding every week. And you know, I mean, so my goal is to basically make nice stuff that I know is going to sell fairly quickly. That's not going to be $100. You know what I mean? I don't want that, like, I don't want that kind of client, I guess, or that kind of customer. You know what I mean? Because those $100 customers, sometimes, you know, it's a lot of times it's their, you know, very first snake. And I want to help however I can, but a lot when you're buying that first snake or your second snake, there's a lot of, you know, hand holding involved and a lot of phone calls. And I love talking. Like, anyone who knows me, like, I can talk all day and all, like, I'm good to go, man. But there's only so much time in the day for me to spend on the phone and help people who are brand new. You know what I mean? And I want to do that, but realistically, it's hard to make all that time. You know what I mean? True. So I prefer to sell, you know, the $500 to $1,500 snakes that are going to people who are kind of in the game for a while and that understand what they're doing and aren't scared to buy $1,000 snake.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wanna range from $3,000 to $3,000 snakes. That's where I want to kind of range from.
Definitely.
Be comfortable with people. Still, you get people usually at $300. You get somebody that already knows snakes. They're just not buying on them per se, so they know what they're doing to an extent. You still get those people that, oh, that's a pretty white snake, I want that. Well, that's $500, just so you know. They'd be like, whoa, that's not that pretty, and they change their mind real quick with that.
Sure. I think that happens a lot. You know, people get excited about jeans, or they're looking one night, they're looking at Morph Market, and they just happen to be like, oh, God, this Mojave stuff looks really awesome. I need a Mojave, and they buy it. You know, and then all of a sudden, a month later, they're like, man, why did I like impulse buy this Mojave? You know, I don't love the way it looks that much. So I think that happens with people a lot, where they buy into a gene, they get excited about it, and then they burn out on it real quick. And
very
like
true.
you said earlier, like, I feel like you need to work with genes you love.
Exactly.
If you don't love it, if you don't open that tub and look at it and go, my God, I'm so lucky to have this, and this thing looks so badass, then you're just kind of making stuff to make stuff and sell it. Like, I feel like your heart's got to kind of be in it. And I know a lot of people say that, but to me, I feel like it's true. Like, if you don't love what you see when you open your own tubs, if you're kind of like, that thing's okay, I'm not really sure why I have it. Why do you have it? And why are you like, so I think you got to have that true love for the genes.
True.
You know,
it does help
keep you excited about the stuff that you invested in, and that you've been cleaning and feeding for 3 or 4 years to get maybe 6 eggs. You know, it's a lot of time and effort. For sometimes a small return. Like, I had a dude, like, check this out. Here's a prime example. This year, I have a female that I've been raising for 4 years. She didn't grow very well. She wasn't a great eater all the way through. 4 years. She's 4 years old, and I just bred her for the first time this year. She was a female pied het clown, and I bought a clown het pied to go with her like a year ago. So I raised her for 2 years, then bought my male, kind of did it right, I guess, that way. But I was all excited for her to go this year. She was 1,800 grams. And I'm like, all right, she's ready to go. She's 1,800 grams. She's 4 years old. Like, I can confidently put this boy with her now, and hopefully things go well.
Mm-hmm.
It fell apart on me, dude. I got to be honest with you. Like, she laid 5 eggs, 3 slugs. 2 of them were the size of like a grape, like this big. So I got 2 eggs from a girl that I raised for 4.5 years. And that looked ready to go. She was 4 years old. She was 1,800 grams, but she stopped eating pretty early, right after her first lock, and she took, and that was all of a sudden, like an ovulation came very quickly that I wasn't expecting after one lock, basically. And she stopped eating, and she didn't go into that feeding frenzy that you normally get during the initial breeding, So she shut down. She stopped eating early. She lost some weight, and she gave me 3 slugs, 2 eggs, and that's like a perspective check for people. I think they need to realize that sometimes, hey, you're going to put thousands of dollars sometimes into projects. You're going to raise them for 2, 3, 4 years, and you might get 1 egg.
Yeah.
1 or none. You might plug out and have to wait another year. It's part of the game. It's part of the gambling. And and it's back to that gambling aspect of it. This is a game. We are gambling. We are playing with our money.
Very true.
But it's fun. It's fun gambling, but those are the risks you take, and
I'm on year 5 of an albino clown project, and I produced an albino clown last year, but it didn't make it out the egg. I had 3 females that I held back for this project, and 1 female I bought in the beginning of this project, who is 5 now, and she's only given me 2 clutches. And neither one of those clutches have had an albino clown in it. And she's 100% double het. Yeah. So that's the process sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work out like you planned it to. And you're stuck with waiting and being patient. And sometimes people crack and just give up. I'm not going to lie to you. I've had moments where I wanted to give up. Yep. I've had moments. You'll be just sitting there and it hits you in your head like, what the heck are you doing all those snakes? None of them are doing what you want to do.
Yeah, man. And it's a game of odds,
Yeah.
For this clown pied clutch I had, this girl I raised for 4 years, here's the bottom line. It was 4 years of raising that girl, a year of raising that boy, lots of food, lots of time, lots of cleaning.
Yep.
I did everything right. She was ready to go. And things still fell apart. And I think that was a good learning experience for me. I got to be honest with you, because it crushed my heart, because I was going, okay, the odds of me hitting a clown pied here are 1 in 4. So if I get 8 eggs, I got 2 chances at a clown pied. Like, those are pretty good odds if I get 8 eggs. Now suddenly I have 2 eggs in my incubator. Now my odds of hitting 1 in 4 are basically down to 0, right? And these 2 babies hatched last week or 2 weeks ago, and I got 2 pieds, het clown, 100% het clown. Of course, no clown pied, so I did not have clown pied. I got 2 pieds that are het clown, and to top it all off, they're both boys. So I didn't even get a girl out of it. So there's the deal. 4 years, lots of money, lots of time, lots of cleaning. I get 2 eggs. They're both boys, and I didn't hit what I was trying to hit. And that's just a reality check for people. Like, it hurt.
It's a gut shot.
I can't wait to pair this girl up next year. I want to get her big and fat, do it again next year, and hopefully things go well and I hit the clown pied. Like, it is what it is. It's not a race. It's not a race for me, at least. I know for a lot of people it is. But to me, I just want to make cool stuff that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what's important to me. And I'm not going to rush things to do it. I have girls I could have bred last year. Half of them. I could have bred 4 or 5 other females last year, and I didn't breed them because I was just like, I don't have the perfect male yet. I'm not going to waste them if I don't have the perfect male. And they're on the border weight-wise. I'm not willing to risk it. So, to me now, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to take it slow, and, you know, be sure my girls are ready to go and good and healthy, and hope that everything goes well, you know?
Definitely nothing wrong with that. I like that. So we've answered all our questions. So before we get out of here, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsor again for this episode. Hopefully this is not choppy. A.N.T. Exotics. Thank you again for sponsoring this episode. They are 3 friends that decided to breed ball pythons together, so they're doing it. They've had 2 clutches drop so far, so go check them out on Instagram and Facebook. They have a couple more clutches coming soon. We're trying to get them to make an egg cutting video and post it on YouTube. Of course, we're trying to get them to start their YouTube channel. So go over there, tell them I sent you, and bug them every day to start their YouTube channel. So because we want to see the stuff they create and produce and see them grow their collection together. So go check them out. Thanks again for sponsoring the episode. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Abe, this was amazing. I learned so much about you now. I am so excited to hang out with you again real soon.
I really do. I appreciate you reaching out to me, asking me to be on, you know, and of course I was happy to do it. You know, I met you once. You seem like a great guy, you know, and I'm happy to do it anytime, man. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Appreciate it so much. So before we head out, go ahead and go subscribe to Abe's Exotic Reptiles on YouTube. He's also on Instagram, Facebook, and he's going to be making a TikTok too. So get ready for TikTok. Abe on TikTok. Let's go.
Not happening. No way. Not happening.
Don't worry, guys. We're going to get him on TikTok.
I got to draw the line there.
But yeah, go ahead and hit up all his social medias are in the description below. Also, while you're down there, go ahead and make sure you hit my subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. Go ahead and hit it and let us get to that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Super excited for that. Also, hit the like button because apparently YouTube likes that. So hit the button. Let them know you like what you're watching. Greatly appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate all the support and the love in the comments. I am very humbled by you guys always coming by and hanging out with us. I did this on a whim, and you guys seem to really enjoy it, and I enjoy doing it, and I greatly appreciate that so much, so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But thanks for everybody coming by. Thanks, Abe. Appreciate you everyone. As well.
Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Thanks for checking us out, and I hope to connect with some of you in the future, man. All right? Everyone have a good night.
Sounds good. All right. Good night, everybody.